Hey everybody, it's David Kramer from Kramer Unstuck, and today what I want to talk to you about is our mortality. You know, our eventual death. We're all headed for it. We were born with that in our future, and most of us, and me included, especially the way my life has been going recently, this has been, as far as I'm concerned, looking back over my life, the best year of my life yet, mainly because of what I've accomplished and moving forward and moving upward. And I want that to continue, but that could end at any moment. An illness, but illnesses you can get over, but if I have a terminal illness, that could end this. Now, hopefully, my mindset would be of such that I will be able to even through that present the right attitude and maybe help somebody to get out of their or get unstuck from their ignorance. But despite that, if I live even to 80, 90 years old, whatever age that it's going to end at, I'm dead. So, one thing we can take from this is make every moment count, which in the past I didn't make every moment count. And even now, there are moments that don't count because I have an excuse here or there because, well, I'm tired, or I just feel like YouTubing for the next 2 hours for no reason, or I got to win this game. that's one of the most important things, But anyway, I have a practice that I've practiced even back during that time, those times in my life when I was just a pathetic little loser who didn't have the right mindset. What I would do is when I would walk into a hospital or a home to visit people, every room that I walked by, I would tell myself, that's me, that's me, that's me, that's me. That person on that ventilator is me. Because potentially that could be me. I could be laid up in a hospital one day on a ventilator, totally comatose, having that ventilator keep me alive until somebody decides to shut it down, which is something, as I'm talking about, I better write that down, because if I'm single during that time, like I am now, I'm going to need somebody to shut it down. So do not, I guess, I don't know what it's called. Do not bring back to life or cut me off. But anyway, I said, darn. I'm trying to get away from that. But anyway, I do that when I'm driving, whether I'm going to work, whether I'm going to whatever, the grocery store, Home Depot. We have another hardware store, Paul B. Zimmerman, here in Lancaster County, which I like a lot better than Home Depot. But with Home Depot, you have lumber, 84 lumbers around, so I could even go there. But wherever I need to go, when I'm passing cars, trucks, semis, dump trucks, cement mixers, motorcycles, that could potentially be the end of me. Or I could be the end of someone else. Or I could end up being paralyzed or paralyze them, or being in the hospital for a long time. So, get up out of bed, trip, fall, and bang your head against the wall and snap your neck. Fall down the stairs. Okay? I walk, every now and then I will go up on my house roof, which is a peaked roof, and I will walk over on the peak to the chimney because I can't look in down in the basement. I can't look in because it's too, I can't get in. Shoulders, the head might be able to get in, but the shoulders, but I don't even think the head will get in either. I think my head's too big, but I can't see it. I can see the sunlight, okay, but depending on what day it is and I decide to do it, maybe there ain't no sunlight, but I just want to make sure that there's nothing in the way. Because you could have a bird build a nest and or a hornet build a nest, and maybe you have half of the chimney, okay, that's clogged, and then the other half you can still have the sunlight. Now a bird probably would build it around the entire chimney, but anyway, I just go up there to make sure that nothing's clogging it. Now, when I was younger, I fell off of our house roof. Our house, which is right next door, is 2 stories, and it has an attic and a peaked roof. And when my parents would go to work, I would go outside, get up on the roof of it would be it was built kind of like a rancher in the front. So I would get up on that roof and then climb up on the house roof, and I'd walk from one end of the peak to the other, and then I'd walk back. Well, the one day it was raining. So I believe I got all the way to the other side, turned around and came back, and I slipped. And I remember that sinking feeling when I slipped, because there's nothing going to stop me. And I rolled off that roof and I landed on my back. Now, I was a real skinny kid back then, and nothing happened other than it really knocked the wind out of me. That hurt. And one of the things about me, and I'm not invincible, but for some reason I have very resilient bones and ligaments, because there were some incidences in my life that I should have probably broke something. I know the one time at work I stepped over a roller conveyor, and when I stepped over it, my ankle twisted. In other words, it's like the foot just kind of went like this. And the ankle and everything was this way, the wrong way, okay, to the side. Now, it didn't go all the way, but it went far enough, and I at least should have had a bad sprain. I did have some pain, but it didn't sprain it bad to where I couldn't walk on it. I have a bit of a lump back here where I think something may have tore, but it hasn't affected any of my lifting or anything else. And I messed that up where I grabbed a hold of a basket of castings, and most of them were on my side. And instead of grabbing a hold of that thing with this hand and then lifting with both hands, I grabbed a hold. I just put my hand on the top, grabbed the hold, and picked the entire weight up with this hand, which was pretty heavy. And I had pain all the way down to where I couldn't even barely bend my wrist. But over time, by lifting weights and just working within less than a week, I had pretty good mobility. It still hurt, but I guess maybe the pain threshold is up. But anyway, getting back to our mortality and the fact that it could happen at any moment. Somebody could have a heart attack driving toward you. You might have a heart attack. Okay, and that's why maybe what you should do, those of you who are listening, just get away from it. I'm going to speak on diets now. So much shit food out there So much crap, processed food, sugary drinks. Get away from sugar. Sugar feeds cancer cells. Okay? And then I heard of doctors that tell the patient to continue to eat sugary foods even though they have cancer. I am on a carnivore diet. And since I've been on a carnivore diet, I feel a whole lot better. I have more stamina and endurance. Certain conditions or skin conditions that I've had have cleared up where I don't have to worry about them anymore. I used to have a problem on my feet. I don't know what it was called. Maybe it was eczema. Because the feet, and I think it came from my job, because they use silica dust. The mold sand, I forget what that is, but sometimes that, it depends on what casting you're working on. If you got it down around your crotch, it'll cause your crotch to itch. Everything's going good. You get on this casting, and the next thing you're like scratching and scratching, going, what the heck, do I got fleas? But anyway, I think it came from that, because I had some serious, it would happen during the day, but at night, I would go to bed, didn't have a problem. I'd wake up later on, and the itch would just be mind-boggling. I'd be scratching, I'd be spraying anti-itch stuff on it. Ever since I started the carnivore diet, gone. So the diet's good. So, I mean, if you have health problems, you want to probably look into that. And I'm not going to say do it. Okay, you got to figure out on your own. I'm not going to say check with your physician, because most physicians are nothing but a bunch of friggin' shills. There's a handful of physicians. There's a Dr. Eric Berg on YouTube. That's good if you want to check him out if you haven't watched him. But anyway, I think it's best for human beings to keep our mortality in the forefront of our mind at all times. I think it helps you to be more humble. Because if you don't, and you get like some of these guys where they feel like, or women or whatever, that they feel like they can do no wrong and they're going to live forever. You know, when you're younger, you do drugs and drink. I mean, the drinking I did and the waking up on Saturday and Sunday morning in a puddle of vomit and go get up around 11 o'clock and get another beer, smoke a joint, take a shower, and then I'd be doing it all day Saturday, okay? Or if I had off Friday, it'd be all day Friday. Well, you start drinking at 11 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday morning, and you drink till 3 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday morning. Wow, I mean, really? I think about that, and I'm like, what a friggin' douche. But when you're younger, you think you're immortal. And how many young people have died early? Okay, drug overdoses, accidents. So I think the best thing for everybody is to have that in the forefront of their mind, that you are on your way to death. And there are ways to avoid it using common sense, but there are other times that you're never going to be able to avoid that. It'll come, and maybe you won't even see it coming. But anyway, I just wanted to make this video, and if you're someone that gets depressed or anxious easily, and you were watching this video and now you're depressed or anxious, that wasn't my intention. You know, don't hide in your house. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I have for right now, and I'll keep thinking of more topics, and I'll be getting back to you with them. And so until next time, this is David Kramer, and this is Kramer Unstuck.